when you have inflation somewhere between 4 and 6%, and you have even junk bonds yielding below that, it's basically telling you that the Fed is fully prepared to monetize debt, and that's what they're going to try to, one of their escape levels out of this. But I find that most people, like you just said, that are currently invested in financial assets are not prepared in any way in case it gets too inflationary or some reason there's a great tightening and goes down deflationary. They think that game will just continue going, and that's where the real trouble lies. So whatever comes, inflation or deflation, most people are not prepared for it at this moment anyway. Yes, gold fundamentals are fine. Yes, many of us, including myself, would probably say it should be a lot higher. But the key in investing, in my book, Daniela, and I say this to my followers that remain all the time, it's not how much you're going to make, but how much you don't lose, which is going to separate you between the winners and losers. And right now, the chances of losing substantial amount of money in gold is nil, in my opinion. I can't say the same for the general stock market or even the Bitcoin. You know, as much as I think cryptocurrencies will stay and some of them will become bigger and better, those things have lots of downside risk. And I think the first thing you need to do as an investor and or an advisor is protect and be able to stay in the game long enough so you can have great shots to win. And that's where I think gold comes in right now. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, you're right. The fundamentals have never been better. I've never seen them better. Listen, major mining companies for the first time in my career are producing strong net free cash flow. They never did that before. They're paying great dividend yields. They're probably in the best shape they are. And yet the shares, or if you even look at the GDX or even the GDXJ, they're making new lows. And people are just getting to the point, well, a contrarian is screaming to buy that. That's when you have to step up. And it's true, you got to buy them when no one wants them. And literally, no one wants them. And let me just add one last thing. Wall Street itself is never going to come out and support gold. It's always going to be kryptonite. They believe in financial assets. Gold flies in the face of that. So you can't expect the general investment community to get behind it. If you wait for that type of advice, it's never going to come. And really, the hard asset crowd is basically gone. They've moved on to cannabis and cryptocurrency and all. So gold is a real orphan. I use an empty boat. I post an empty boat. And I says, if you want to be a gold bull, wake up in the morning, get punched in the face 50 or 100 times, and then go stand on the boat, because that's what it is right now.
It's not broken for you. Gold is not broken.
No, listen, not when it's worked for 2,000 years. It somehow what was said 2,000 years ago and it worked for 2,000 years, not supposed to work anymore. The same is the case for gold. Whatever it managed to do for 2,000 years, I don't think there's an expiration date. I don't think it doesn't work anymore. I think the Frank Justers of the world also, you know, look at it that way as well, and some of the others. And we're seeing those type of people. And I may add, who's been the biggest buyer of gold in recent memory? The central banks. The people you would expect who would not be bullish on it. And there's a reason for that. So I'm going to bet on them. If they like gold, and I know it worked for 2,000 years, I'm going to think it's going to go for 2003 or 2005.